Hi everybody, welcome back. So if you have just stumbled upon this particular video directly, then please pause right here, go through the previous videos first and then come back, because this is like more of a summary or a conclusive video and explanation, but it will be very difficult to understand what I am saying in this video if you have not seen the previous ones. All right, so if you are somebody who has already seen all the previous videos, welcome, thank you. And let us start with this short summary, or I would say a short collection or understanding of whatever is necessary to overview as of now, so that we can start our actual journaling. All right, so we remember that in the previous few videos we learned about, or rather we understood about how most of the times we keep on working. We know what we are doing, but we are not aware of why we are doing. Correct. Also, at times we know why we want something, or we know why we want to do something, but we don't know the exact steps of what to do of it. We understood that if we want to prepare for our life, if we want to succeed somewhere, if we want to actually be happy, we need to do something which includes both of what and why, and that is what will help us to prepare wisely. Correct. Then we also learned the another thing where we understood that we try to use different methods. We use calendars, we use to-do list, we use alarms, we use so many time bounding tools that helps us to increase our productivity, right? But we took that example where we are at home and thinking about our work, we are at work and thinking about our home, and that is where we cannot do our stuffs mindfully. Means we are not in the present, we are not mindful, right? So we spoke about being present and being mindful as well as being productive. Correct. So if we want to do something which is productive and mindful, we will have to create a way of being intentional, or we will have to develop intentionality, right? So just combining both together, we will be going ahead with our actual journaling practices, where we will be taking care about what we are doing or how to increase our productivity. All right, so about what we will do so that our productivity increases. At the same time, why we are doing what we are doing, so that we become more mindful. And to do this, to know what we are doing to increase our productivity, along with why we are doing it to be more mindful, we will prepare our life in a more intentional way. So we will be preparing ourselves intentionally. And this is what we are going to do while we do our journaling. Okay, now that you have understood all these different parts and how to bring it together, we can understand that if the intentional living basically is an art of making your choices by yourself, for yourself. And if you do not make your choices by yourself and for yourself, there are chances that others are making it for you. For example, if you are not doing anything with mindful mindfulness, or if you don't know what you are doing, if you know what you're doing but if you don't know why you are doing that particular thing, that means you are not doing that intentionally. So you must be doing that because of some reason which is laid down for you by somebody else. It can be a necessity, it can be some person, it can be something that you have to do, but you are not aware, or you are not mindful about it. And doing that takes up lots of energy of you. Most of the time you are doing that in an autopilot mode. You are not doing it mindfully. You are doing it you're just doing it for doing its sake. You are not doing it actually with full intention. Correct? So your body, your brain, everything outside of this intentional preparation is only and only on autopilot mode, and we do not want that autopilot mode. We want that our actions, that is whatever we do, are aligned very well with our beliefs. All right, so only then we will be able to do something which is more intentional, and this is what we will be doing in our journaling. I hope this is clear. Another question that most of the people have, in today's fast moving digital world, is that why do we do journaling in a book, right? Why do we write it? Why not on digital app? Nowadays we have so many digital apps, so many free digital apps. Like your to-do list, not only can you type it quickly, but you can decorate it, it even gives you reminders. Correct? Then what is the reason to use a book as your journal? Or rather, why is it that you have to write somewhere in a page with your own handwriting and not typing? Okay, this is a very common question that almost hits our head, especially because we don't have time, right? And that is understandable. It is the question is quite validated if you have not done journaling. Once you have done journaling for a quiet period of time, you will know why. Because this is an answer that can be accepted only by practice. When you actually do it, you will understand the reasons behind it. However, I will be presenting few scientific reasons here. Let's see if you can actually understand it or not. Let us say we are talking about a journal. All right. So let us say if I am talking about my diary, my journal, whether it be a bullet journal or an art journal or simply a dream journal or any writing journal. It is a space where I can think freely and I am free to express in my way. Whatever limits I have are not being judged there. There are no expectations. I will be going back on it and reflecting exactly where I was at that particular time. The focus will increase because in a notebook, we can establish a direct link between the mind and the heart. Now, whenever we are doing this practice of journaling, whenever we will be, as I explained in one of my videos, that journaling is not like one day thing. Okay, fine, if you don't have time daily, you can do it weekly. If you don't have time weekly, choose to do it at least once in 2 weeks or maybe in 10 days. Even if that is too much for you, at least journal for once a month. Right? And whenever you will journal at regular intervals, you will come back to those whatever things you have written. You will review it again. And whenever you are reviewing it again, means whenever you are reflecting on it again, whenever you are seeing it again in your own hands, that is where you will be able to go forward with a spark in yourself that you did this before. Right? Also, at every time when we go through our journal, we will be going back and forth continuously. And this, in this way, we will make more links with our own self in different period of our time. So our past, they say the past is gone, but it still matters, right? In the present. They say that future is way ahead. It's tomorrow. It's not today. So be in present. Even then, the future does matter. Why? Because there are links between all of them. So a journal, a book is a place where you can establish your own links, your own way. Doesn't matter whether you think that you are at the start of your goal or in the middle somewhere, or maybe you have completed your goal. Every time you open your book, that page will serve as a fresh view for you to connect with your past, your present, and your future as well. Every book that you use, let's say you completed one journal, you start a new journal, and another one, and every journal will have a link within each other as well. And that is why keeping a book is way connecting than doing it on an iPad or on a or any computer or on any digital place. Fine. Just imagine you have 10 books open in front of you. You can touch it, you can feel it, right? You definitely can have 10 tabs open on your screen, but it's not the same, is what I can say, I can explain. However, I can convince you only and only if you actually do it for yourself, by yourself. Alright? Let us talk about why do you have to write it. What about the handwriting? Why is it important to write? So let's say that the research first of all have proved that kids who went to school where it was important for the kids to write their own essays. After learning words, after learning how to make statements, these all was oral thing. But when they were taught to sit down and write a whole essay about something, when they were given topics on something, when they were asked to sit down and write about it, those kids have more chance of developing better and faster. The quality of their brains were better, as well as the quantity of the cells, let's say, was better in those kids as compared to those who just had ready formats to follow. So when we write, a complex tactile movement is developed in our muscles. Meaning, let us say I am writing Hemali, okay, my name. So what I'll do is, imagine my muscles are in a particular way where not only the finger muscles but even the whole arm of my body is in this movement, in this tactile movement working together. So let us say if I want to write Hemali, I will be moving my muscles like this. H-E-M-A-L-I. However, if I am typing this, what will I do? How will be my movements? H-E-M-A-L-I. Right? So when I was writing, a complex tactile movement was developed. While when I was typing, I'm just doing this. There is no complex movement. This complex tactile movement is something that will activate the different regions of the brain at the same time. Doing this, seeing stuffs on screen does also activate stuffs in the brain, parts of the brain. However, but when you are writing, since it's a complex stuff and not a very simple stuff, more parts of the brains will get involved into whatever thing you are doing. May it be just writing down your name. So if you are writing it, many regions of the brain will get activated at the same time. While if you are typing it, not all will get activated at the same time. Now, let us say you are writing some answer. Let us say you have to learn something. Okay. So when you are writing some answer, fine. And if you are typing that same thing, the difference will be when you are writing it, many complex movements will be developed and your whole brain mostly will be get activated. However, if you are typing the exact same thing, let's say 10 times, you are doing just this or maybe this, and very few complex, very few tactile movements are developed. So your movement is not complex, it is simple. And so not all parts of the brain will be active. And since not all parts of the brain are active, the imprints that we make on our brain, meaning when we write, we have an image. That image goes into our eyes and therefore is stored into our brain. At the same time, when we have this complex movement, right, the muscles make some image, the muscles make some memory. And along with the image that our eyes see, our muscle also will have a nice memory. It will create some more additional effect, some more additional memory to this image that we have while we are just typing. But if you're typing this, that particular muscle memory is not that great. So why is that important? Next time when you are revising it, rather when you are, let us say, recalling it or recollecting it or remembering it again out of your memory, remembering this as an image along with your complex tactile movement memory is better than remembering it just by typing it or just by seeing it on a screen. Digital pencil helps, but again, it's not the same. Therefore, what is happening is your recollection is getting better. Your memory is getting better. Why? Because your imprints got better. Why? Because you have more stimulations. Another best effect of writing is because when you write, it takes more time, right? So that's most common question that, but when we write, when we type, it becomes faster because we are in lack of time. So why write when your same job is getting faster by typing? So I explained that although the same job is getting done, the quality of job is not same. Alright, the quantity of job may be same, but the quality is not. So while you write, it takes more time. Let us understand why taking more time is important. Fine. Let us say that there is a speaker or a teacher who is teaching something or who is telling something. Or let's say that you are hearing me talk in this video. It is impossible to write down word by word in your book of what I am talking along with the speed of what I am talking. Correct? It will take more time to write if you want to write it down word by word. Fine. So what will happen? You will listen carefully and you will filter out what is not important to you and you will note down only that which is going to improve what you are learning from this video. Correct? You will write down only important points. To write down only important points, you will have to pay attention. Correct? And when you pay attention, what will increase? Your mindfulness will increase. Fine. So when your mindfulness has increased, you are paying more attention to it and chances are that you have learned better. The quality of learning is better. This does not happen in typing. You can type once you learn how to type in a correct way. You can type in the speed of what I am talking. And in that case, you will not pay attention to what actually I am trying to explain. You will just pay attention to my words and simply just type it up. There, your mindfulness is not increasing. Correct? So that is one reason. Also, let us say now that we know that we are in short of time. and yet we want to write stuffs down. So what will we do? We will write in short. We will write in as precise manner as we can. Okay, we will not write that my name is Hemali. We will write name Hemali, or not even name, just Hemali. Correct? What we will do is we will make small statements, or rather only lists and not even statements. And so we will be able to write many important points in less amount of time. And by this, what are we improving? We are improving productivity. So two things got improved, productivity and mindfulness, and that is exactly what we want, right? When they overlap each other, that is when you do an intentional writing. Once you do an intentional writing, that is journaling, that is basically what you are doing is you are trying to prepare a better life for yourself. Everywhere scientifically, journaling is used as a therapeutic tool for mental health care. Why? Because journaling helps you to create an expressive writing for the same reasons that I just told you. It helps you to slow down. It helps you to think. And when you write and you slow down and when you think at that particular time, this whole process is nostalgic. You end up thinking about the things that you have long forgotten. Okay, you end up thinking about those things which you, those goals, maybe those opportunities or those likings or those fun which you have stopped thinking about because you don't have time, because you are not productive, because you are not mindful. Intentional expressive writing is a way to make your mind sharper and to keep your mind remain sharper for a longer period of time. Why in school even today we ask the kids to write down and learn and not just learn it by heart or orally? Because although that is a long way, while you prepare for your studies or you prepare for your notes, it is definitely a long way. It is a time consuming way. But when the time comes in your exam, when you want to recollect it, this long way is the short way. I hope I'm clear, because it is said that true efficiency is not speed. It is to be able to spend time efficiently in what matters truly. I hope you'll like this session. See you in the next one. Bye bye.